Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to. We're going to fix the sound quickly. Of course, tabbing out does that. But we're back, me and H2O, with the final game in this series. And we're going to explain what's going exactly through H2O's mind and why, as he was playing against Snow in the best of five for, of course, that round of 16 Spring Championships match. And I'm kind of wondering why you haven't unpaused the game yet.
Well, I haven't unpaused it because I do one little cool trick in the beginning of the game just to accelerate things. I take my Explorer and I poof him. The Explorer has a smoke screen ability that teleports back to your waypoint. And so I change it to this tower and then I poof so he doesn't have to walk this distance so I can find the
Oh,
treasures faster.
that would have happened far too quickly. Okay.
Correct, so I'll unpause it now and that'll happen right at the beginning. I fan out all my crates, do that, and
Oh my god.
so that's
Oh, early plays, right.
it's a little trick, but it just saves you time, right?
How long does that take to recharge? Well, I guess you're not even, it doesn't even matter. You're not going to need that for ages.
Yeah, it
So you might
turns
as
out
well
this game
just.
I actually do need it. Very rarely
Oh,
do you need it, but I think odds are in your favor that you won't need it. But this game I could have used it. I'll explain that. So right
but
now I'm
if
fanned
it.
out looking for wood. Wait, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like that couple of seconds though. Yeah, it's like, well, why risk it if you might not, if you might need the thing? Well, because those extra like 2 seconds that you say could be those 2 seconds between stealing your opponent's treasure.
Exactly. And the only reason I would need it is to get to another treasure faster anyway. And I happened to run across this ridiculous 110 wood in the corner and 40 wood. And so I would have liked to now being all the way out here to poof way back. It would have given me
Oh, I
more
see.
value than this distance versus the obviously longer distance. But
Oh, I
so
thought what you meant you needed the poof because you would have been damaged in hand combat, like your opponent caught you or something. But you need it. You want it to just go and get a big treasure.
yeah, it's just I'm just using it to move around the map. And,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
so
How talk about this micro here? This is.
yeah, so I pulled the first tiger and I stunned it, and then I'm actually just gonna fight this tiger even though it's kind of bad. Like it puts me at low HP, but the reason why I do it is because I don't want him to come and find this. It just needs to be dead now, not like later. And so this guy meanwhile is finding Duber and he's gonna do this 40 wood after.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm doing is I'm getting port and I'm trying to get my house up. So there's like all this stuff going on with Japan in Age 1 that you have to manage. And I actually mess this up quite a bit. I usually miss my house. And so I was trying to pay attention to it this game. And I get it very, very close to missing it, but I do get it, so that's good.
Yeah, very narrowly. But you know, picking up all these treasures, and at the same time, you do need that house. But okay, this is all good stuff. Oh, come on, the house. Is he gonna get it? How? Yeah. Oh, that was not bad. You didn't even miss any idle time.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention too, I pick up a coin crate here because it's blocking the berry pathing, so I just wanted to get it out of the way so the vills wouldn't be bumping, trying to go around it to get the berries.
All right. Of course, normally you'd leave it on the floor because it doesn't help you age up any faster. You can always go back and get it. Yeah. I like how you're gathering the berries there instead of the cherry orchard.
Yeah, the cherry orchard scouting right now, which is the reason for that is just obviously there's no reason not to, I guess.
Yeah.
And I found this 205 food, and I instantly come and try to do that as fast as possible. Because of the divine strike ability that Japanese explorers have, I know I can get it fast. And you'll notice that one thing that's going to come up real soon is I'll end up accelerating on this treasure quite a bit and taking damage to do it faster. And that's
Yeah.
because I noticed he picks up this caged monkeys, which is coming any second now, I believe.
Oh, I see. So you when he gets that, which we'll see in a moment, you'll try and get this treasure faster because you're concerned about. Oh, he scouts it.
Yeah, he scouts it, and I know he's all over here, and I'm like, oh crap, like now I got to do this as fast as possible. And so my monkeys are coming back to help, and I'm just trying to snipe as many as I can.
I see. Okay, wow. Like you even bring those treasure, the dubas in to get this. Like, are is this a risk that is this a risk at all, or is it
I think
okay?
it's a risk. Based on my divine strikes, I might not be able to get it. I think I can get it though. And I kind of stun two here, like the monkeys are fighting. I just do as much damage as possible. This guy was really low. I had to pull him, but luckily divine strike happened. So, and you see Eric has kind of said he can't. He knows he can't get there in time because of how fast Jeb can do this. So.
Wow, and that's 205 food or something.
hmm
That's an insane amount of treasures you found in this early portion.
Yeah, and so now I think that's actually what did I find 50, 40,
Mm.
50 again. I think like 200 wood and 200 food almost.
And you're still gathering. Well, you were still gathering the berries, of course. Well, they were gathering there in the first place, the same gathering. And at the same time, that cherry orchard's in a nice spot behind the TC, whereas the berries are a bit further on the front.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter where I gather from because these spawned really well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I pull a lot of those off of food. Normally you need to have six, but because of the food treasure, I can just like put one or two on there.
All right. So what's going on right now? What is this? What is his civ anyway?
Oh, sorry, he's playing French, and right now what I'm wondering is what is he gonna do? Like, is he gonna go Expo Pike or is he gonna FF? If maybe Cav Sema. I have no idea what Eric does in this matchup, so I'm just gonna Shrine Boom and see what happens.
Yeah. Were you expecting like what? Like obviously, I've heard you say before that Japan is there's like this is the best map to play Japan on.
Yeah, that's the reason why I played it on this map is because basically the hunts are all far away from the rushing path, and so you can build shrines anywhere you want, which is mainly the main reason why Japan's so strong here.
Hmm. And obviously, it's going to be tough for your opponent to take them all out because they're so wide and far. Whereas on some maps, you'll have to build them in sort of like a narrow range where all the hunt is, and it's quite easy to siege them down.
Yeah, I made a big mistake here too. I was way too greedy and didn't build a Rax when I got up. I like dropped more shrines. And
Yeah.
it's just really greedy because if he goes pikes and 10 pikes start killing my shrines, it's very expensive. So
Yeah. Obviously, you'd have your ashes would be delayed to obviously counter those pikes. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I go Yumi either way, but my Yumi
Well,
would be
that's why I
delayed.
meant military unit.
Ah, okay. And you'll notice too, my food's like I'm not gathering any food, and it's gonna be very close. But I intend to pull all my builds off of wood and transition back to food to start making units. Once I have enough wood for a barracks, I guess. I think I cancel that house. I hope I do. This is like the latest Rex of all time. No, I don't. I guess. See, I was making. This is a big mistake on my part. Was not Raxing.
Is there any particular reason you decided to do that?
Just kind of autopilot Japan. Sometimes I autopilot my Japan because I've done this late double so many times, which is like building two Raxes with 600.
I see. And Japan's one of your strongest civs, so.
Yeah, I usually can get away with it. If you like play really well defensively in your base, you can kind of get away with it. But
And
I
it is
still
more
haven't seen any
efficient to delay
units
the
either.
Reds.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any units from either. I was confused at this point. I don't know what he's doing. I was contemplating only going one Rax because I haven't seen anything, and Pike should be in my base by now.
Hmm.
I like Duber scouting. When things start getting confusing, I tend to scout. Family of monkeys. So this is when I saw these 10 muskets come in, I was relieved because now I know he's not doing Expo Pike, he's not doing FF, and I think muskets is probably like one of the weakest things you could do against Japan.
Yeah.
So I was pretty content to
So
just
yeah, you're pretty happy because obviously crossbow pike crush is really efficient, can be quite scary, especially with your delayed barracks, and that semi FF can be kind of tough too.
yeah, and the reason why once again the reason why I don't care is because these guys move slower than pikes and siege slower per cost than pikes. So I don't like they're not threatening my shrines in the same way that 10 pikes does.
Yeah, pikes are cheaper, move faster, as you said, yeah, and do more siege damage. Yeah.
Exactly. They're just better for the purpose of killing shrines. So
Yeah.
he,
But Eric must have his reasons for musketeers.
yeah, I think he's going like Musk Huss. He's trying to fight, I guess like win a fight or something. I'm not really sure. I don't think it's viable actually. Like it's really when that happened, I thought I had won. And I actually don't send 4 Vil. I sent 600 wood twice because he did that. The only way I lose this game from here is if I die now. So I
So
just sent
what's the
600 wood.
merits of sending 600 wood over 4 builds?
Instant wood now means I can make more Yumi and I can drop a few shrines too if I want.
Yeah.
Because you see, like, there's kind of the stall point here where my economy's not good enough to make Yumi out of 2 Raxes. So,
Oh, and you use the wood to create more Yumi just to hold against his musks and.
yep. And one
Yeah.
thing, this one Yumi was actually like half created, but I canceled it because of that training in sync thing I talked about.
Yeah, in the first game, of course.
Ah, yeah, I haven't mentioned it here, but I always try to train units in sync because it's just it's less intensive on your brain to try to juggle.
And then, yeah, you don't want to come back to a barracks that's halfway produced and then come back to another one. Yeah, that's completely makes sense.
I
And
learned that from
you're less
Nature
likely to
Phoenix
miss a
actually.
barracks that way.
I watched Nature Phoenix's recordings, and he was doing that when he did Expo Pike, and I've added that to all my gameplay after seeing it, because he was really good at making like big
Yeah.
batches of units.
And if they're all popping at the same time, that's definitely useful if they're going to push in on you. rather than them slowly trickling it out where they're going to be weaker on their own. And also, you're less likely to miss a batch, as I did mention. Yeah.
Exactly. And I have re-shrine down here because he killed 3 shrines, so I want to keep my shrine count high. Um, yeah, and I'm pretty happy with my Yumi count as well. So I'm moving out here. This is like, I just wanted to poke a little bit maybe, but then I saw this cab and I kind of like, oh crap.
What
And
about the Daimyo though? Is that?
Daimyo's there for the unit buff because I'm gonna add Ashy later and it buffs both.
Yeah.
And it
And you
also
feel
can
like
tank.
right now is where you need that buff.
Yep, exactly. And I have just enough Yumi to one-shot a Hussar, so you'll notice I do that.
How many is that exactly?
I don't know exactly how many, just
You just
happened to
know
work.
right
It's
now.
probably maybe a little bit more even. And so I'm
Oh,
pulling back and I'm baiting him in, and I guess I'll pause here real quick because it's like a key moment. So I'm pulling him in here, and I've got muskets in the queue on the barracks.
What do you mean you're pulling in him? You're just getting further back.
Yeah, I'm kiting him back, but I let him kind of, like, he kind of feels like he could win this fight, right? Because there were no minutes on the table, and he doesn't know that Ashy are about to pop right now.
So
And
you let him take the musketeer, your units like that. You didn't get so far back because of that, because you saw the musketeers about to pop. You let him do a bit of extra damage to him to lure him in.
yeah, I wouldn't say I let him do extra damage, but while I was kiting these Hussar, I didn't like go full runaway mode. I want to leave him interested, I guess. And I do
Yeah.
it, I almost do it subconsciously. I know that if he's interested, then he'll come in. It sounds kind of weird, but yeah, so I'm doing that, and I'll also sell, because this is a
If he's
chemo.
interested. This is so weird. This is such a great way to describe it. If he's interested.
He would be a
Sounds
lot
like some
less.
sort of weird dating site. Anyway, go ahead.
Exactly, yeah, but think about it, he'd be a lot less interested if I ran straight back.
Yeah,
But the
true.
other thing I'm going to do here is I'm also going to sell 100 wood, because this is a make or break moment, so I don't even care about the sell rates. I just want to get out 2 more Ashy, and I can't do that. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit mismacroed. I mean, no one's perfect. So, but anyway, I pull them in, and these minutes pop here, which blocks off this way. This way is blocked by my units here, and then the Ashy will come out of this rack. So I've rallied them to this little area here,
Yeah.
and there's no exit point here. I believe
Wait, what?
this is
In
closed.
between? Oh, that's completely closed off.
Yeah, this is closed.
Oh my goodness! You've blocked him in. I saw this happening, and I thought when I was watching it live, I was like, "Snow, just get out of there! What are you doing?"
Yeah, he
And he
has.
like sort of. Oh, so you did this purposefully. You put the units in the corners just to stop. You did just to block every exit they could possibly path out of.
Correct. And when we unpause the game here, you'll see that those muskets pop. You'll see the cell. You'll see the muskets pop. There's 8, 4 out of each one of these. These 4 are perfectly blocking, so he has to kill them all to get out. And he does not do that. Oh, I got 5 out. I market sold a lot, so I got 5. I got 10 out. And
Oh
I've
wow!
moved these guys back, I believe, to block at some
So
point.
purpose.
I can move them if he goes out. I don't
And
even
then
have to, I guess. He's just totally jammed. And
here he's trying to escape, right?
yeah, and I'll pause one more time. He's trying to escape, and these 2 musket back here. We were talking about that in the first game. I talked about how military or units try to like group up together in formation. And
Yeah.
since these 2 muskets didn't quite get in, when he's trying to run away, instead of like they're trying to do that thing where they pull together and the
Yeah.
aggro's blocking
I
them.
just want to stop you there for a moment because obviously when you get your units all together, like the 2 muskets that are on the other side of the shrine, they're going to try and sprint towards like to get into a group. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll try to, but they actually try to run towards each other. So these guys will slow down a little bit and try to pull in, depending on how you do it. And you'll see that these guys just kind of bash their heads into this wonder, trying to pull, so to speak, with these 2 muskets, and they all die even worse than had they just fought.
They're trying to meet in the middle of the shrine.
Yeah, you see they just like got pulled in a little bit. And I send my daimyo around here to catch these so they can't run
Oh,
away. I don't want them to get out, so I
that's
just,
absolutely devastating.
not that he was doing that, but I want to make sure. And
Did you
so
build your base in that particular way as well to perhaps potentially accomplish this?
I tend to build my bases like this every game, different ways each time, just kind of subconsciously. So not intentionally with that exact result, but
Yeah,
that was like the dream.
the dream.
Yeah, the dream is like units popping out from every single angle unexpectedly. But by building my base that way, like it's a mental thing. He can't actually make that choice anymore. If I have my base built differently, he might be able to risk that type of attack and get out, but he can't do that because of the way the base is built.
Mm, the Sim City.
Yeah, and now I'm moving out very aggressively because I just won that fight so big, and I just want to make sure that he's losing units as much as
Yeah.
possible.
No, see, you've got more units than them in a fight. You're exponentially going to do better than them. And obviously here he has less units, so you can pressure him, and it just makes sense. It's self-explanatory, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm ahead, so I'm saying Cherry Orchard's a bit early. I might have been able to squeeze out one more card. Other thing I'm doing because I'm ahead was I was making more ashy. I just want to have a good balance of ashy in this unit group, so that way
Yeah,
I can't get surprised by Cav because I can kite away from anything else, just not Cav.
yeah. Cav, obviously, Yumi's very weak too. Yeah, and obviously crossbows, as you say, you can kite those, can maintain a range advantage,
Yep, exactly.
and you quite move quite quickly as well. Your units.
What I'm wondering right now is where is he gathering resources, and I guess it's just here because I don't know. Yeah, just here, but he's hunting down here. I didn't even know this hunt existed. Interesting. Like somehow I don't see that hunt.
Importance of scouting, yo.
Yeah, exactly. This bad scouting here. I should have seen
Always
it.
make sure you get every single black area because you might miss that one hunt, and H2O shows us that.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was important. These two hunts are just here to annoy me, I guess. Kind of sucks. I pulled all my vills in time though, and I'm trying not to garrison more vills than I have to.
Yeah, obviously you want to maintain as lots of resource income, and you only need to, you don't need to put. That's why
Never
you
more
never
than
use the
10.
bell hotkey,
Yeah, exactly. Never use the bell hotkey and never more than 10 vills in the TC. Because
unless
10.
they're gonna die.
Yeah, well, unless they really are gonna die. So here's disengage. I run away because I see Cav coming from behind. I'm glad he's attacking my daimyo here.
He did a nice job of sandwiching you there on all
He
sides.
did, he did, yeah. But I do an equally nice job. Like I react to his pinch by kiting, and also my daimyo soaked 350 hussar damage.
Oh, he didn't manage to kill it. If he killed it, that would have all been worthwhile. But that you've still got the bonus on your units.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
good.
notice I'm very careful with the daimyo. It's very important that he doesn't die because he's an upgrade card for every unit I have.
Yeah. How many does he actually buff you? And it's
10%.
hit points and attack, right?
It's just attack,
Oh,
10%.
just attack.
But it's
That's
on
really
every
good.
unit.
Every unit, 10% to every unit, plus a unit that's got quite a lot of hand attack and hit points. He soaked all of that. That's a really good shipment.
And you can ship units to him, and he can make units like a barracks and a stable combined. So
Wow, I don't understand how that works. As I've pointed out, he must have a very large anal cavity.
yeah, exactly. So I'm kiting away here. I see the minutes coming in. The reason why I kite is because I can get free kills on hussars with Yumi if you kite. And here's my like another really big small thing I did. These sentry, I've been trying to get value out of them all game, and I found an opportunity now. So I use them to slow his units down,
Yeah.
and he messes up his attack move and doesn't kill them in one volley. It actually takes him quite a while, and so
Oh,
now
he
I'm able
slows
to
him
run
down,
up
and
on
then
him.
you look at that 3+10s, just because you got your sentries involved and
And
slowed.
there's
Oh my god,
7.
6+10s.
Yep, there's 7 total, 8, 9.
Just because the sentry slowed him down enough just to catch back up with him.
Yep, and there's 10 units gone, and he's reforming a couple times here, which you gotta be careful not to do, and he loses another unit because he did that.
What about? Did you consider putting a couple of the the Ashies into hand combat since they move faster than regular musketeers? You could slow him down and snare him that way, or is that not a good idea?
It's good if you can actually make it happen. I couldn't get close enough, but also, I'm pretty sure that muskets in hand attack move slower than not in hand attack, even for Ashy. Like I'm 99% sure, because whenever people put all their muskets in hand attack, they don't seem
That's
to be
true.
moving
They
very
walk
fast.
around slower. Yeah, I know what you mean. They sort of crouch down and move. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so even with the speed buff, it wouldn't matter. At this point, I'm just fighting because he's out. He's done. Like I've earned enough advantage now where I can just fight.
Yeah.
Notice though, my daimyo position is still always safe. Like my army blocks his production facilities from this, so there's no way to kill it.
Wow. Did you realize that you are 2, 3, 4, I think 5 seconds off the elite elite time?
I did not notice that. That would have been nice.
There was this one video I uploaded to YouTube that literally was elite. It was 1337, and I did not intend for that at all. And no one even mentioned it in the comments. I was like, guys. Anyway, I only noticed it like yesterday, and the video's like 8 months old, but something like that. Anyway, we can look at the post game and stuff like that. Fortunately, it didn't bug out this time. Well,
Yeah.
that's because it's Siberia, which is not a custom map.
What are you interested in seeing? Because
I don't know, just any graphs.
I guess the thing to note here, I guess, is that I did do 600 wood twice before Vills, I believe. Excuse me. No, maybe I did 600 wood for Vills, then 600 wood again, because I wanted to keep production up, I think.
So how could Eric have punished you or done differently?
I think he could have gone 10 pike, 10 expo, and come for these houses, and then
and against you specifically in this game, since you're late racks, that could have been brutal.
Yeah, it would have been painful. It would have cost me a couple hundred wood for being too greedy to drop the racks.
Yeah, and obviously if you built that sooner, your military units would be out sooner, could get them over to the shrines to defend sooner.
Yeah, I think the story of this game, though, is probably in the military graph. So, like, this graph is really favorable for me. And you'll notice like it's not like Japan has like a rollover victory in these games. Like I killed what is that 25 units and lost like maybe 6 or 7 total, and they were
Yeah.
probably minutes. Like a lot of them were those sentries. And then he remasses to my exact same mass and puts me on the back foot. And this was that back foot fight where I killed his hussar and kind of kited away.
Yeah, he pinched you. Yeah.
And then this right here is the moment where the sentries got value. These are the sentries dying, and then this is the value from the sentries. So
Yeah. So you see, even after you brutally caught him in your base, he did catch back up to your mass and was actually a reasonable fight with the. But then obviously you did what you could to win that one too, and yeah, but he wasn't completely out.
no,
Yeah.
definitely not. I mean, I've got and I do have upgrade cards he doesn't have. So I had Yumi attack and Daimyo at that point, and the Cherry Orchard's in as well. But in general, yeah, it does take time for Japan to win games. And I think people underestimate how like long their window actually is to do something.
ご命令よご命令よ
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Unless you have any concluding comments.
No, that's it. I think it was fun to kind of point out the subtler things that
I really
maybe
enjoyed
didn't get
that.
noticed.
I honestly did. Guys, let us know what you thought of these 3 videos. And make sure you record these the games. Like we could do this again, absolutely. And maybe you guys in the comments should tell us if we should or not. But remember to record your first person perspective. Like I'd like to see that, and maybe we could do exactly what we did here, but on top of a first person sort of video. That would be, I don't know how that would work. Maybe we could, I don't know. I'm just spec. But thank you very much for watching, guys. And H2O, anything, and then you can say anything and then end it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I guess just I think that's a great idea, and I mean I'm sure I'll do the first person VOD either way, and we'll share it probably. So that I'm looking forward to doing that. And yeah, looking forward to the round of 8 coming up soon, at the time of recording. So
Yes.
thanks.